Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. It is uh, 4 o'clock in the morning. um, so all right, gotta say hi. There she is. I just woke her up. Um, so when you live in, say hi, my good girl, good girl. Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera now. You can go back to sleep. Um, so I really was not planning on doing a video right now. Um, I did have some things planned to do in my next video. It being 4 o'clock in the morning, actually it's about 4:30 now. I woke up at 4. Um, there's not a whole lot to do at 4 o'clock in the morning. Uh, so I do have a bunch of stuff that I have on my list to go over here. Let me see what I got here. So we'll pick on through that. Um, let's see if I can get some of this. I did, since last week, I did do the Bloodstained Stars missions, like I said in the last couple videos, I think. I wasn't going to do a video about that, only because I think there's some people that have done a lot better videos. It is a nice little side mission-y thing to get yourself up to date on some stuff. Um, if you've never done it, just real briefly, I was able to complete it all with my Tristan, with about 1,000,000 skill points, not really killing myself. The only real times you run into a problem is near the end. And I think there's like one mission in the middle of it that I had to be a little bit careful. But you do get a lot of ISK off that. If you want to run it very briefly, I'll just run through what I had. I'm not going to show you a fit or anything because that's pretty simple. I was flying the Tristan near the very end. Um, I think you want to go with either. Well, this is what I had, and the real only reason I say this was I barely finished the last mission because you have to do a certain type of damage, and really be able to deal enough of it. And I remember years ago when I did it, I had issues if I wasn't able to deal that damage. So ran a Tristan. I had all 5 drones. The drones were doing, I think, kinetic, but I think if I remember correctly, explosive was better. And then I was using some antimatter as my ammo because you can't, since I had hybrid guns, um, you can't do what the best one, which is your explosive ammo. But definitely want to get some drones that do explosive damage. I had light drone level 4, which gave me that bonus, and drone interfacing level 3. So it gave me a pretty decent amount of damage being done by those light drones. Um, obviously, you can use a better ship for this. This is the ship that I was using for some PvE. Um, but long story short, finished it off and kind of moved on to whatever I want to do. That said, pretty happy with. Uh, let's go ahead and close out these windows here. Oh, actually, I won't close this one yet because that kind of rolls into the next thing. Uh, pretty happy with the way I'm doing these videos. So, um, because I had something jump up at me at work last week, what I found that is I'm finding a nice little rhythm of doing a couple of or creating a couple of videos on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday on my days off, because Wednesday through Saturday becomes so busy for me at work that I can do a little bit of editing, um, which I don't do a whole lot of anyway. But really, just being able to play the game, like doing the bloodstained stars and stuff like that, I'm able to just have a little bit of fun for an hour or two before I have to go back to work. So it may be a little bit disconcerting the fact that um, these videos I will make, like this one I'm going to post today, but then I'll probably do one later on today, and that'll post 2 days later, and then I kind of setting them up every 2 days. But I'm finding a nice little rhythm on that end. Some point down the road, I again, and I've always wanted to do this, is to get into a little bit better job of editing. Maybe do some short cinematic things at the beginning and learn how to do that. If I do that, hopefully that'll be a nice little update there. Uh, oh, shoot, I should have done this at the beginning. I always want to try to remind everybody, uh, if you're new to the channel, um, This is just chronological, me returning to Eve after taking about 6 or 7 months off. It's not tutorial, it's just like to say, "Hey, how's it going?" Things that I'm seeing, updates, things that I'm trying out. Taking my time, having fun. The ultimate goal is to go into Omega and just keep going, for a long period of time, and I'll just hopefully keep making videos for that. But if you are interested in watching it from the chronological beginning, there should be a playlist in the description. Um, Please feel free to hit that up. I've actually found a couple pretty cool other videos, not about Eve, where somebody's doing something similar recently, um, where they've been doing a a series of where they're starting something new and just chronologically uh, recording it. And some of their videos are really good. Some of them I've just kind of skipped through. Um, I really love having my dog within petting distance of me. Um, I gotta tell you, man, this has really changed both her and my living. I think she just seems more calm, that I can just if you don't know this, and I say this all the time, huskies are very social animals, and it was living by myself, it's hard to give her the attention that she needs. But recently, just having the ability to rub a belly at any point in time, I think it works for both of us. So, uh, that said, back to Eve. So, couple things that I did recently. Did the bloodstained stars. My next stage, and I think I said this the last couple videos, is to actually bypass destroyer and go into cruiser, and start building my own cruisers that I can use for PvE, and then use those sums to get into manufacturing, so I can do both whenever I want to. One issue that I've run into is and I'll pull it up here, the lack of megasite. Now, I've always said this, uh, everybody plays their own way. It would be very, very simple for me to just go and buy megasite, off the market. I've always liked, if I can do it, to be self-sufficient. And I'm just going to pull up um, the blueprint for ships. A and I've skilled into level 5 of drones, so I'm going to maximize that with my first cruiser that I'm going to build is going to be and so many people use it. It's one of the most used ships out there, I think, for beginners, the Vexor. Now, the base minerals, if you um, uh, get your skills down, or um, or I'm sorry, if you research the blueprint, it will take a little bit less, but the base blueprint for a Vexor, uh, you have to have, and right, if you see down at the bottom there, you have to have 140 megasite to actually build the ship. Um, Currently, I am only at 67 megasite. That because of where I'm at. I'm in the middle of, let's pull up Dotland here. There we go. Oh, I'm not here. I am in Sync Liaison. We go. I'm down in a system called Misniden. It's the first system that I've really kind of made a little home for. I'm probably not going to stay here a long time, mostly because, I mean, when I say a long time, like years, it's been a very nice little spot to get my missions up and running. Um, and I've got a nice little low sec system right near it that I can go do some mining to get all my other extra ores that I need. But the problem is that there's nowhere near here that I can get to nullsec easily or quickly. So over the last and in nullsec is where you would find the ores that you would then refine down or reprocess down to get your megasite. Now, literally like 5 jumps away from here, which is really nice, 5 or 6 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. seven, eight jumps is Dodixie. That's not really that far of a distance. I could very easily buy Megasite from there. The idea is to get these blueprints, be able to move wherever I want to go, and to be able to supply myself. Now, the normal option for me would be to be in an area that I have both access to low sec, which I do right now, so I can get some extra ores. And then the final one is to have access to nullsec, so that I could pick up some megasite. This system here, I am not anywhere near nullsec. So over the last 2 days, what I did do is I went back and redid the career missions for exploration, and I was able to finish those. Those are like the fastest career missions you can do. There's only 5 of them, and you can literally plow right through those in like 30 minutes if you're doing your time. You get a decent amount of money. You get a free ship. It's almost the best thing that a brand new player can do. Um, but uh, and I got my Imicus, set that up, and my goal was to start flying around and trying to find a wormhole to nullsec, because in reality, I don't have to get that much megasite once I'm able to mine it. But I don't want to go um, mine it and then have to haul it all the way back to Mizniden. So over the last day and a half or so, after I finish off the Bloodstained Stars missions, I've been going into just scanning down sites. And with the Crimson Harvest going on, that's been a little bit lucrative. I haven't really been doing the Crimson Harvest so far, but heck, might as well take some free stuff as I get it. I did find a couple wormholes, but didn't get lucky to get either straight out to Null, or once I got into the wormhole system itself, I didn't find any wormholes straight out to Nullsec that way. Um, that said, I think over the next day or two, I'm gonna try to keep doing it. Um, and if it doesn't work, I've got to reposition where I'm living at. And I might do a video on that. And because I am kind of looking for a little bit more of a permanent home, um, but I want it to be someplace new. Um, and someplace that I haven't lived before in past times I've played. I thought I had just found one possibly, but the agent missions that were there were very minimal. So I'm still kind of looking around in that point. If you're wondering, okay, oh, you could go here or here. I have lived in a lot of different spots in Eve. Let's just pull up the map here. Um, close you. I can tell you, and it would be very easy for me to just go back to an area I know. Um, like a very simple spot would be to live in Syndicate. I did that for a couple of times. Just it's kind of you can live out there. It's a little bit tough. Um, if you live in Placid, has a nice access to both high sec, null sec, and low sec. I've also lived in Molden Heath, which has pretty quick access to the Great Wildlands. Um, did a little bit of time at Derelict, but that might be a spot that I want to look for. But if I do that, it takes me away from the Galente area, so I might not be able to get the missions that I'm looking for. Um, Black Rise is just north of me, which might give an option, um, but uh, I'm not sure. So uh, currently, I'm in Sync Liaison, which is almost right smack dab. You can see it here in the middle of the map. Um, I did take a quick jaunt, and I'll just pull it up here, out to Every Shore. And here's the weird part. I didn't even realize this. I've spent a lot of time in the past in Sync Liaison, a lot of time in Placid, a lot of time in Syndicate and Solitude, but I never really spent any time in Every Shore in Essence. When I say spent time, actually had like a base of operations in either one. And um, from where I'm at right now to get to, just pulling up the map here, blah, blah, blah. Way down here in Misneden, every shore is literally 2 jumps away from me. I'll just pull up every shore. And from every shore, if you look to the bottom left-hand side of the map, I actually flew down this way to check out because I looked for interesting areas and maps. And this was a spot I never really paid much attention to. But if you look at the bottom left-hand corner, it goes into low sec, and then there's one little spot here, Olide, um, which has all of your manufacturing and your cloning and your reprocessing that you need. And the dog has now climbed up on my shoulder and wants to say hi again because she needs a lot of attention. um, but so I flew out there last night and messed around a little bit today, did some exploration. The only problem is the mission running out there wasn't what I was looking for, which is really what I'm really focused on right now. Um, so maybe in the future I might spend some time out there, but it was kind of interesting because it's an island high sec area. It's completely surrounded by low sec. So you've got some possible uh, fun stuff to go on there. Plus you've got 2 more jumps into 2 separate spots of sync liaison and some other things. So that might be a spot down the road. I thought it was like a really good idea, and I thought I'd be doing a video today about how I'm going to move there until I really did some looks into what was there and what I really wanted to do. So I'm going to keep looking around. Um, blah 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 blah. Where are we at here? 16 minutes. Um, that said, last part of the video. Um, one thing I'm going to pull up my wallet here. One thing I want to do today, and I'm gonna try it, um, but uh, I don't know if I'm gonna complete it because it all depends on whether or not if the name is taken. So long story short, if you look at my transactions, you notice all the red. Um, all this is taxes, okay? I've talked about this in the past. If you're in an NPC corp, you're going to be spending 11% of whatever you make off taxes. I'm losing over 10% of everything that I do in taxes. Now, that may not seem like a lot until you start really getting into more expensive things that you're doing. And once I start going into level 3 and level 4 missions, and once I start selling some things and doing some higher cost things, I'm going to start getting hit for taxes. Now, part of the things I could do is actually just go join a corporation. Another part is to create my own corporation. For the time being, I think I'm going to go ahead and create my own corporation. That's what I'm about to do, or at least I'm going to try. Um, I don't think I've skilled into the corporation skills, so we'll have to spend a little points there. Then I'm going to try to go through the really quick process of creating your own corporation if I can remember how to do it. That way, I won't be losing taxes anymore. And because when you're really trying, when you're doing market stuff, even if you're not spending money in taxes, you you need to, if you're spending money in taxes and other things, that lowers your ability to spend money on the market and to buy and sell things and to produce things. So anywhere that you can save money is good. So if I remember correctly, I think you have to buy the skill book, which I don't think is that much, and then to create a corporation, it's a million ISK. You will literally make that million ISK back within a day's gameplay. The only other thing I'd say before I start this is I would not suggest doing this for a brand new player, um, because Eve is generally a very social game if you really want to get into it. Um, and a lot of people poo-poo that, but it is so true. The people in here are so great, and you can learn so much more by being in a corporation, not by asking questions, but literally being either in chat rooms or on really on voice comms, where I learned so much whenever I joined my corporation, then later on my alliance, like 10 or 12 years ago, that I had no clue about just by, I was in a mining corp, but they were just having conversations about different things. I was just listening in and just learning from that. It's almost like, this could sound terrible, But let's say you wanted to learn to speak Spanish or speak a different language. I'm going to use Spanish as an example. I would lay money that you would learn Spanish faster if you went to work at an authentic Spanish restaurant than you would if you went to a Spanish classroom. Um, and I think you would learn it so much faster. So that's my take on that. And don't take me wrong. I know there's some fantastic Spanish teachers out there, but I can't learn Spanish no matter how hard I try. I've toyed with the idea of going to work at some Spanish restaurant, maybe when I retire. Okay, down a rabbit hole. Let's build a corporation. And the other reason why I wanted to build this corporation was I finally figured out a possible name, but I don't know if it's been taken. I doubt it has. It has personal meaning to me, which I might do the next video if this works. So let's get in here. Skills. Dog is back for her third check-in on me within 15 minutes. Good girl. Good girl. She's like, why are you up at 4:30, 4:45 in the morning? Um, if you have never worked a midnight shift, one thing about the midnight shift. Okay, so like corporation management, you can only go to level 1 as an alpha, but you can buy it and you can buy and inject it for 39,000 is. So that's not expensive at all. Let's go ahead and get that. And then we need to get that level 1. So we're going to go ahead and apply skill points. All 250 out of my 323,000 that I've so far banked. Maybe I'll do a video this weekend as to I did a video a little bit back about where my character was. Maybe I'll do an update as to where she's at. I know I want to do one at the end of the month because I want to start figuring out, okay, what am I going to spend to get Plex to be able to Plex this account if I really want to? Okay, stop going down the rabbit hole. Cool, got corporation level 1. Now, let's see if I can remember how to do this. It's been a long time. We're going to go into the Neocom menu and then scroll down to corporation, if I remember correctly. If I can see it here. I'm about to sneeze. You guys saw me sneeze before. Some people made some comments that they were laughing their butt off because I sneezed. Let's see here, corporation, social. There it is. There we go. I've had a couple people off. These I have corporation um, uh, invites sitting in here. These are all just random corporations that send me random emails. I thought about maybe joining one of those for giggles, but instead I'm just kind of going to make my own. So let's see here. My corporation is here. I'm currently in the University of Calais. Cale, I don't know how to pronounce it. Cale University. Um, and if you notice here, ISK rate tax 11%. Ugh. So we're going to create our own corporation. Now, if the name I want is not available, then I will stop what I'm doing and I won't actually create the corporation because then I'll try to think of a better name. But we're going to try it here. So we're going to create a corporation. Okay. Let's go ahead and minimize that. So I got it here on the main screen. And it says the Amanda Rose Corporation. We're not going to do that. And I know this is going to sound basic and boring, but there is a story to this involving my father. So I will talk about that probably later, but this is the name. It is what it is. I got the dog right I'm gonna show you this. She's just literally watching me. I keep talking about her. She makes me laugh so much. She's just watching me play Eve. Um, okay, let's get this fixed here. Blah blah blah. Okay. So that is the weird name that I want for the corporation. is what it is. It is what it is. I thought that was perfect. Um, doesn't look like there's an issue. No, puppy. Okay, sit. Good girl. You need to relax for a little while, okay? I know it's 4:30 in the morning. All right. So let's and then the ticker is just kind of funny. IIWII. Let's see if that is taken. Ticker. Sadly, there are no suggestions new. Up, up, up. No, 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 no. Up, up, up. Okay. So we've got all of that in there. Tax rate 0, and then LP tax rate 0. I can update the home page and the description later on. We're going to try and submit this. Name has already been taken. Somebody already has this name. Okay. Um, now, obviously, I could do some. Uh, actually, I could have just looked that up beforehand. I could do some changes to this if I really wanted to. Let's see here. Let's do a quick search. It is what it is. I should have just done this search on this beforehand. Yep, corporations. Look at all these Now that's just ridiculous. What corp is it? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so somebody here has a corporation that has that name. Now I'm betting I could do like underscores or something like that in there or dashes. Um, let's see if they would be taking my ticker name too. Wondering how old they are here. So they get description, no description of it. So this is probably something that somebody just made up. Oh no, that's not what I want. It is what it is. Show info. Yeah, it is the same one. Headquarters, Science and Trade Institute, attributes, 2 members. Um, named by the founder K. Sarah Sarah. That's funny. Um, and when was this created? I want to say that's the problem when you have a game that's over 20 years old. No big deal. Um, have an inception date? I thought it would have a creation date. Am I not seeing here? It is 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not paying much attention. Alliance history. There we go. So this corporation was founded back in 2012, over 12 years ago. Um, I'm betting these guys aren't playing anymore. I could do more searches to find out. Let's see. I don't know. We're going to try one other thing. I'm going to try to put some underscores. I don't know if it allows you to do this for corp names. If this works, then we'll take it. Now, the other thing too is the ticker available as well? We now know that is there. And we're going to submit. If this doesn't work, then I'm not going to make the corporation. I think about it. Maybe I'll come up with a new name, but it contains a legal character, so you're not allowed to do underscores. Okay, so you guys now know that you can't do that. I will work on the name um, and come up with something there. So I'll learn from my mistakes. Ultimately, I will create my own corporation. This is not a video about recruiting people for the corporation. This is totally a tax haven for myself until I'm able to figure out what I want to do in the future. So I'm not recruiting or anything like that. I just want to show you guys and talk about that. Hopefully, I'll have a couple more videos later on this week. But other than that, hey guys, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however that you want. And I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.